YouTube. What's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another live, guys. And tonight's live is going to be on my 10 must-have potential breakouts. 10 must-have potential breakouts, guys. So listen, some of these guys are guys that I've mentioned in other videos, and I got a couple new guys that I believe that has a chance to break out and be a league winner. So make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel as you come in. This is cutting edge content. Also, guys, I always need a mic check. Let me know how the sound quality is. Am I popping? Is it going in and out? Pause. Yes, sir. Okay. So I'm not going to hold y'all up. I'm going to go ahead and get straight to the sauce. So the first guy that I want to talk about that I believe is a breakout guy is going to be Trey McBride from the Arizona Cardinals. Now listen, my definition of a breakout is a guy that hasn't had a elite season. If you had an elite season, I can't bring you in. Bounce back is different. Trey McBride had a good season, but he wasn't elite. It was a quadrant season. He did really well in the fourth quadrant. So I believe that Trey McBride is going to break out this year and be a top 5 tight end. The reason why I believe that is the head coach for the Arizona Cardinals. This guy is coming from the tree of Kevin Stefanski. Rich is, according to PFF, is one of the best tight end offenses in fantasy football. So if you go back and look at Austin Hooper, David Njoku, Hunter Bryant, a couple other guys, they've been really good in fantasy football. Kevin Stefanski draws up plays for his tight ends, especially with the boot and the waggle. What's up, Harambe? Especially with the boot and the waggle. So Kyler Murray, with his speed and his athletic ability, also his height, no pun intended, he's going to be running a lot of bootlegs and waggles. And that's the first option on bootlegs and waggles are tight ends. Because your linebackers are coming up to stop that boot action, which is the play action to the running back. And he's on the move, so somebody has to come up to make sure he don't run for the first down. So when you do that, you have tight ends most of the time, not all the time, coming in right behind you in those gaps where the linebackers are leaving that vacancy. And so I think Trey McBride is going to have a lot of plays like that. Actually, I like Trey McBride over Marvin Harrison. And what I mean by that, I'm not saying that he's going to get 125 targets, but I believe he's going to be top 3 in targets at the tight end position if he stays healthy, which he hasn't had any injuries or anything. Also, the guy played basketball. If we go back and look at Antonio Gates, Jimmy Graham, a couple other tight ends, Tony Gonzalez, those guys are really good in football. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the post moves where you know how to position your body. I don't know what it is, but usually when you are a basketball player that turn into a tight end, usually you are really good in football. So I believe Trey McBride is going to have manufactured targets in this offense. This is a run-first offense. You might not believe it or not, even though they might pass a lot, but it's a run design type offense, and so it helps the tight ends get open, guys. So I think Trey McBride is destined for a breakout season. Moving on to my next guy, my number 2 guy, and I mentioned this guy in a couple videos. I've been high on him the last couple videos. It's going to be Brian Robinson. I see you, Athlete Feast. Appreciate you being here, bro. Cutting edge content here. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll get to your question. If you want your question answered right away, super chat. If not, you just go. We're gonna go in order. We're gonna go from members to new people that's new in the chat. But anyway, Brian Robinson. Yes, guys, Brian Robinson. I know I've been making a lot of videos on this guy, but I think this guy's destined for a breakout. He's been solid. He hasn't been a top 12 guy, but he's been top 24-ish. And if you go back and look at last year and look at his game log, 2 weeks that impressed me was he finished as the RB1. I think 1 week it was like RB2, but in my league it was like RB1. So he had 2 RB1 finishes. And guys, I'm going with that potential and using that, and I'm drafting him probably about 3 to 4 rounds ahead of his ADP to make sure I get him. So you might say, well, why are you picking Brian Robinson? Austin Eckler is going to be there. Well, if you go back to when you see rushing quarterbacks, usually the guy that's like the bell cow who can get the 15, 20 touch guy usually have breakout season. I would say a 90% of the time when you have a dual threat quarterback like Jaden Daniels, the running back is always going to have a good year. Go back to RG3, Cam Newton, Tim Tebow, Michael Vick. You tell me a bad running back on any of those teams. Randall Cunningham. I don't see a bad running back on none of those dual threat teams. So I'm going with Brian Robinson. I think this guy's going to be getting the goal line touches. Now listen, will Austin Eckler catch 60 to 70 passes? He possibly could. But I'm not drafting Brian Robinson to catch passes. I'm drafting him in that 10th round, 9th round to get those goal line touches to score touchdowns, which is 6 points. So I believe Brian Robinson is going to be an elite potential breakout at the running back position. Yes, athlete feast. Yes, him and Daniels are going to have breakout seasons. I believe that. I don't know. I wouldn't call Daniels a breakout because he's a rookie, right? I don't have any rookies on this list because they can't really break out. This is their first year. Okay. So let's move on to my third guy. And this third guy, I've been high on him for, I would say, since last year as a rookie. I said he was the best wide receiver coming out last year, and I still stick with that. And this guy's going to be Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers from the Baltimore Ravens. And the reason why I believe that Zay Flowers is going to have a breakout is because, guys, Lamar Jackson is going to be passing the ball more. He's going to pass the ball more than he have ever in his career. This is a Todd Munskin offense. They brought Todd Munskin from Georgia to create a more dynamic passing game for Lamar and these weapons. Rashad Bateman cannot stay healthy. He's not healthy right now. Hopefully he can push through the season. So that's going to be good. Devontae Walker is a rookie. The only guys they got there is Mark Andrews, and which got a little bit nicked up last year. He missed like 5 or 6 weeks with a broken ankle. So I'm counting on Zay Flowers to be that go-to guy in the receiving game. When they went against tough teams like San Francisco and also the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs, Zay Flowers was their #1 target. But when they went against easier teams where they could run the ball and it wasn't that really much of a challenge, Zay Flowers wasn't that big in the game plan. But this year, I believe with his knowledge of the offense, I think he's going to break out and have a great season. I think he's the #1 guy. Yeah, you might say, well, he broke out last year as a rookie. No, he didn't. He was a great 4th quadrant guy, which was at the end of the season for your fantasy football playoffs. But he wasn't a all-around breakout guy. So I think Zay Flowers, guys, is going to have a boom season. This offense is going to be elite. This offense is going to pass the ball a lot. I would say at least 8 to 10 more passes per game. 8 to 10. Now you might say, well, they got Derrick Henry. Well, that's for goal line to help protect Lamar. That way Lamar don't have to run it in a lot. They got Derrick Henry for that. Now in the playoffs, Lamar may take off a few times for that. But during the season, that's going to be Derrick Henry's role. Short yardage touchdowns. Yes, make sure you hit the like button, guys. Double tap the screen. Yes, sir. Appreciate that, Romby. What up, Will? What's up, bruh? What's up, Zach? Yes, sir. Now, completely 2 different wide receivers. Rondale Moore can't hold Zay Flowers' jock strap, Zach. Athlete Fee says him and Daniel's going to have a great season. Yes. Zach says fading Scary Terry. Yeah, I can see you fading him, man. But I'm listening. I'm willing to take anybody at the right ADP. But am I taking him early ahead of his ADP? Probably not. But I'm not gonna sit there and disrespect Scary Terry. He can play. So it is all in the ADP, man, to every single player. That's why I don't make a lot of fade videos. I may be fading them at their top of their ADP, but I'm not fading them completely. I don't want Mark Andrews, but if he fall, I will pick him up. Especially if I get Lamar and he fall below his ADP, in the 5th, 6th round or something like that, according to your league format, I'm taking them. So there's no player in the whole fantasy football that I'm not take that I would not never take. Now, would I be able to get to him, become fading him? Probably not. But I'm not fading anybody. Yes. Athlete Fee says the news with Lamar will also help that Ravens team. Right. Facts. Okay. So let's move on to my number 4 guy. And this guy, guys, is going to be redundant. Everybody that follows me, my members, my subscribers who watch a lot of my videos and lives, they know I've been beating this guy into the ground. Pause. It's David Njoku. And he hasn't broke out. He hasn't had a top. I think he might have been top 2. He was top 12 at the end of the season because of what he did. But I don't call it a breakout. I call it a quadrant breakout. For the full season, David Njoku. So if I had to go make a bet on Draftkings or FanDuel or any betting website, David Njoku would be the guy that I'm going to go to his props to catch over 60 or 70 passes, maybe 10 receiving touchdowns, to be a top 5 guy. All of that, I'm putting my money there, and I think he has a great opportunity to win there too. Because I think he's like, it's very positive money. I think it's like plus something for him. I'm not saying people are not expecting him to break out, but it's good money to bet on him. It's not like you betting on Travis Kelce. So I love David Njoku. I think Deshaun Watson and him chemistry is coming along. Now listen, I would say, I wouldn't say argue, but I debated with a lot of my subscribers, which is fair. We all help each other because I'm not right. A lot of these guys they help me, but they kept saying with Tita, I can't take David Njoku. Deshaun Watson don't target him. And as soon as they say that, I automatically knew that they're not really watching the game for what it is. You just because you did something last year, especially as a quarterback, you go and get a new weapon. You can't say, "Well, I don't target these guys." That is crazy. That's ludicrous. That doesn't make sense, and you will lose your job quick that way. David Njoku had a breakout season, so Deshaun Watson and Kevin Stefanski sat down and like, listen, man, this is going to be one of our main targets this year. And we've been seeing it in camp. I'm not surprised, but I'm glad y'all are seeing it. I love David Njoku. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the number 1 tight end. Yes, sir. Okay, moving on to my number 5 guy. And I mentioned him earlier in this live, and it's going to be Lamar Jackson. Yes, athlete fees. Lamar Jackson. Let me know how the sound is, guys, if the sound is off or anything like that. Just to help me, that way I can transition the phone a little bit different. But yes, Lamar Jackson. And you might say, well, TD, he broke out. He's 2-time MVP. That is correct. And he's going against the mold of my breakout of what I told you earlier. But I'm going to tell you why. This is going to be cutting edge right here. Are y'all ready for this? I haven't heard anybody say this. Lamar Jackson is going to throw for 4,000 yards the first time for his career. That's why I'm calling him a breakout for the passing game. So attack Lamar with the passing game this year. He's going to throw for 35 touchdowns, I believe. He's going to be passing the ball. He's not going to have another 25 passing touchdown season unless Derrick Henry go for 2,000. Listen, if Derrick Henry goes back to old Derrick Henry and just start eating because people are worried about Lamar Jackson, then you have to throw it out the door. They're not going to just throw the ball when Derrick Henry is getting 5 or 6 yards per carry, right? And he looked like young Derrick Henry. And so if he can go for 2,000, then yeah, they won't pass the ball. But he's probably going to go for more like 1,000, but with like 15 rushing touchdowns. There's going to be a lot of scoring on this team. This team is going to average 30 points a game. Lamar wants to do that. You might say, well, why would they do that? This is a defense. Lamar, that's why they gave him the money. He wants to do that. He wants to prove to the world that he can throw, that he's the elite quarterback, that he can do anything. He wants to win a Super Bowl. He is hungry. I usually draft players that feel that way in fantasy. Amon-Ra St. Brown was one of the main guys. When I saw him come out with that video where he listed all those players, you couldn't tell me nothing about no Amon-Ra St. Brown anymore. I already knew. It ain't just that, but I watched his skill set too. So Lamar is hungry. He's tired of being disrespected. He has a bad taste in his mouth from last year losing that playoff game to Kansas City. So the game script is going to be, let's pass the ball. We bought Todd Munskin in. He got this dynamic passing game. Let's see what we can do. So I love Lamar Jackson this year, especially in Superflex leagues, and also in redraft. So yeah, Lamar Jackson is going to break out for passing. He's going to be having 4,000 yards. He's going to have 4,000 yards passing with 30+ passing touchdowns. I want to say 35 to 40, but I don't want to get too cute, right? I don't want to get too much into it, right? And just be wrong on the numbers. And people say, well, he didn't go for 40. He went for 34. So you was wrong, TD. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. I know how this. I've been in this game. This is my 4th year. I know how the game goes. Yeah. Nicholas Shannon, what's up, bro? He said Neighbors going in the 2nd round in some of these mocks. I told you. Yes, sir. I told you. Neighbors he's going to start going above Marvin Harrison. I knew he was more athletic than Marvin, but I think it's going to take Marvin game a little bit more to develop because he's more of a technician, and these guys are going to get physical with Marvin. Well, Malik, he ain't as physical as he's going to be later in his career, but his athletic ability is going to keep him from having to be physical with some of these grown men. So he's just going to outrun these grown men because young guys are usually faster than older guys. And so Malik just like, I'm just going to outrun you and have more energy than you. Well, Marvin is not really going to outrun guys, so he's got to set you up like Devontae Adams. That's why I call Marvin Harrison Devontae Adams as a comp. Devontae's technician, his route run is impeccable. Boom, set you up, boom, boom, precise. Everything, he know what you're going to do. He's setting you up to the left, going in the right, and going back outside for the fade. Like, that's how Marvin Harrison game. When Malik is like, I just run by you, and I got the tech. Like, I'm working on my game. And then I'm going to be a really good technician route runner, too. Maybe not as good as Marvin, but I can do that, too. And I'm tough like Debo with the yak. So Malik is different types of games. So I think Malik Neighbors' game is going to translate over quicker. When Marvin, as he gets older, he's going to be good. Like Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be 35 years old and still a great wide receiver, where Malik Neighbors might not be as great as an older age wide receiver. And I'm just talking long game. Just telling you how I see the players. They different type players. So, yes, I'm not surprised about Malik Neighbors going in a second. Now, I might not be able to get to him. I know it's very obvious that he's going to be good, but that's just too much. I love this ADP in the 4th. I thought it was killer in the 4th. You was winning every time there. And I wasn't getting to him earlier in the season. Let me see here. Athlete Feasts, I could see that, and he will MVP again. Yes, I can see that. Yes. Are you very intelligent? I like some. I don't know if you just agreeing with me, Athlete Feast, but yes, I agree with a lot of things that you're saying. Like you agree with Njoku and stuff. That's good. Glad to see you here, bro. Great community here, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. Also become a member. I got listener leagues. If anybody looking, we got one more opening for the Best Ball Dynasty. That's the only one I'm doing this year. So you want to get into that one. That one has IDP, Superflex, amazing scoring, all facet of the games, premium from all positions according to what they doing in the game. So I'm not just giving people like a bunch of points for stuff, but if you get a first down, you get points. So it's a great league, man. We drafting right now as we speak in one of my listener free leagues that I'm giving out prizes for. So guys, make sure you sign up as a member. That's how you go get in those leagues. Also, then you get in the Discord where you can ask me questions. We chop it up. And I got a lot of other stuff coming to the Discord according to what y'all need, right? That's why I got the Discord. Okay. Let me see. Harami says, I'm thinking it's going to be hard to stop that offense, TD. A flock of Ravens. Yes, sir. Harami says, Lamar, Zay, Andrews, Likely, and Henry, good luck, NFL. I agree, bro. You killing it. I agree with those guys are going to eat. Nicholas Shannon says, rank the following: CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek, Justin Jefferson, Chase, A.J. Brown, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Tyreek Hill, Amon-Ra, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and AJ Brown. And that's going with a quarterback situation also. Just pure talented is kind of the same close, but I would move CeeDee Lamb probably behind AJ Brown if it was just their talent. But we're not talking about talent. We're talking about scoring and fantasy. Who's going to have the best situation? I think Justin Jefferson has to be careful. He has young quarterbacks. We don't want him. We don't want those quarterbacks to lead him into a situation where he could get, hurt. That type of stuff worries me. But Justin Jefferson can overcome that. But it's going to be tough. He's still going to be great. I just don't want it to be all on him every game. That gives me anxiety. I like watching Tyreek because he got Water on the other side. He got A-Chain. They got a real good offense. I feel good with Tyreek. I feel like even though they need him, they don't need him. Like, you could try to take him away and they still can beat you. I feel like if you take Justin Jefferson away, they're not going to win unless Aaron Jones is just running out of his mind. Same thing with CeeDee Lamb. Amon-Ra, the same. I like that offense. They don't really need him to win. They got other guys. They got that run game. They got LaPorta. Great system. Excuse me, guys. Zach Seaman says Jalen Hurts versus Lamar poll. Okay. We'll do that. Let me get this. We only got 8 votes on the poll right now, so I want to get a little bit more. Let me write that down, man, so I can remember if I can find my pen. Let me see. You said Lamar and Jalen Hurts. Okay. Remind me. Don't let me forget that. Don't let me forget, bro. I just want this poll to run a little bit more. Appreciate everybody being here. Let me know. Like I said, guys, always give me a mic check. Let me know the mic good. Every so often, throw a 100 in the chat. We want this chat running. So let me know that you're still here, that you're still watching the channel. Put the 100 symbol in the comment section. I appreciate it. Athlete says, I've heard Neighbors is starting fights in training camp. Yes, he is. He's a dog, man. He ain't scared. He can't be. He's gonna be the #1 guy on the team. So he got a lot to feel, man. It's kind of scary for a rookie to come in and you the only thing we got. Not the only thing, but you are the best player on the team. And that's scary. That's like being in high school and you either got a 9th or a 10th grader and he's our #1 player on the team. And we got a good team. We got solid players, but he's the #1 guy. He don't know nothing about carrying a varsity team, right? Like, Neighbors is great in college, but he don't know nothing about carrying an NFL team with the work ethic, being there early, leading the team, getting the team ready for the game. I mean, that's tough on him. So that he's gonna need help with Daniel Jones and some of the other veterans to help lead this team. So that was what the fight mainly was about. He want to show guys he ain't scared. He can hold his own. Nicholas says, Team Hurts helped me win a chip last year. A lot of people didn't like Jalen Hurts because he struggled a little bit. But that's good to know, bro. That's good. I like Jalen Hurts this year. I don't think he's going to rush the ball that much, but I think his passing numbers are going to be better. His passing numbers is going to be better. Zach says, TD, what are you talking about? Tyreek is old. What you mean by that? I didn't say, did I say Tyreek wasn't old? We talking about as far as ranking him? I think Tyreek is still the best wide receiver in the game. As far as athlete, he's still better athlete than anybody in the NFL as far as receivers. Okay, so let's move on to my number 6 guy. Actually, I got 2 guys right here. And it's going to be Kyle Pitts and Drake London. Kyle Pitts and Drake London. And the reason why I'm going to say Kyle Pitts and Drake London, guys, they haven't had a quarterback that could give them catchable targets their whole career. So I had to say both. Both of these guys are going to break out. Kirk Cousins, even with the Achilles injury, he still would be better than all the other quarterbacks. He still would be better than Ritter and Heineke. So I thought Atlanta should have traded for Justin Fields, if you ask me. But they wanted to get Kirk Cousins, I understand. They don't want to make sure they could get really good targets for these guys. So I love Kyle Pitts, guys. If you go back and look at PFF, at their targets, catchable targets, outside of George Pickens, these guys are top 5. So it's like George Pickens like #1 for the least amount of for the most uncatchable targets. Then it goes to Kyle Pitts and Drake London. And Kyle Pitts air yards is crazy. He gets overthrown a lot, you know. So that's why you got to understand. I don't think Kyle Pitts has been a failure. It's been his quarterback situation. A lot of people are so caught up in just I want the production. You make sometimes, and I understand fantasy football is on production, but sometimes you miss players that are good. They just don't have the supporting cast around them to be good on a particular year. So I'm buying low on Kyle Pitts and Dynasty. Even if Kirk Cousins is not Kirk Cousins, I still like a great jump ball type tight end guy. Okay, I see that. I know. I see it froze up a little bit. He said, "No, I'm joking. I put in quotes. Right. That's what some other people say. Right. Right. TD, what are you talking about? Right. Tyreek is old. Right. Right. Facts. Facts. They don't be. They don't say nothing about Tyreek no more. They leave Tyreek alone, bro. They don't say nothing about Tyreek no more because they know they're like, yeah, I can. What can I say? Even taking him as the #1 pick, people still don't want to take him as the #1 pick. I'm taking him as the #1 pick off the board. Okay, so let's move on, guys. Um, #7. I've been talking about this guy a few days. Maybe this might not be what y'all would want as a breakout, but to me, he's going to be a breakout, and it's going to be Justin Fields. I think this is going to be the best year of his career playing with Pittsburgh, especially if Brandon Ayuk goes there. And also, guys, I'm gonna read off some news in a little bit too. I forgot to read it off. I wanted to get into the topic, but yes, Justin Fields is going to be a breakout. Now, listen, he broke out a couple years ago per se, right? He was like a Pro Bowler. He didn't really throw the ball well, but he had a couple big games, especially in the fourth quadrant. I mean, he was unbelievable. He was averaging like 40 points a game in the fourth quadrant with averaging 100 yards rushing. I'm not saying he's going to average 100 yards rushing, but I think his passing yards is going to go up. I think he's going to go from averaging about 220, 230 yards a game, maybe a little bit less, to close to 300. Maybe not 300, but close to it. I think this guy's going to be balling out. He's going to be very efficient. Sometimes yards don't matter. It's about efficiency. That's what Ryan Tannehill, when Arthur Smith was coaching Ryan Tannehill was the most efficient quarterback in the NFL. He didn't have the most yards. He was the most efficient. That running game was efficient, and he did have Derrick Henry, so we got to give a little caveat to that. But Arthur Smith also had a very efficient running game before he even got Bijan Robinson with Tyler Algier and Cordell Patterson. So Arthur Smith is a great run game coordinator. So that's going to open it up for Justin Fields. He's never had a great run game like that. So I'm not gonna sit here and talk about make Russell Wilson videos anymore. If they start Russell Wilson, it's gonna be a travesty. So I don't even want to talk about that. I see what Justin Fields, what he's doing. He's ready to go. Everybody knows what's the writing on the wall is. Justin Fields has to play. Everybody. And if they don't do that, Mike Tomlin again is gonna lose the locker room. It's that simple. So I love Justin. I think he's gonna break out. I think you can get this guy. His ADP is wonderful. Like people are nervous. Like, what should I get Justin Fields? Now I'm gonna wait. And whoever's getting him, you getting a great quarterback. He could be a league winner. Truly, it's different ways to win the league, but he could be a straight up league winner. You getting him in like the 10th, 11th round, and he end up being a top 5 guy, top 7 guy. Okay, let's move on. So I do want to give y'all this caveat. The guy I'm gonna give y'all the guy that I scratched off the list. I had Marquise Brown, but he broke out. He had some really good season with Arizona before he got hurt, and he also kind of broke out with Lamar. So I was like, I can't put him on the list. But I put Rashid Shaheed on the list. Rashid Shaheed's been okay, but I think this year, guys, because I think he got a little bit of an injury right now. I think he's going to be okay. I think this guy could be a top 24 wide receiver as a floor, especially with the new kick return and punt return rules. I think this guy can be really good. He's explosive. He's fast. And I like Chris Olave, but I don't know how they're going to deploy Chris Olave. But I know Derek Carr likes to throw the ball downfield, and I think Rashid Shaheed is a better deep threat than Chris Olave. But I'm not. Chris Olave is not chopped liver. If he used correctly, he could be elite. The way Detroit use Armorad, I mean, they put him in motion. They use him in different places. Maybe, according to my boy Rowe, that's how they use Chris Olave this year. Maybe they just don't put him on the outside and tell him to run deep routes all the time. I think you got to put him in the slide, let him run a slant, like just move him around. But Rashid Shaheed, to me, guys, as getting in the rounds and getting gadget plays and going deep, double moves, I think this guy's going to have a lot of big games, especially in basketball. So I'm taking Rashid Shaheed. Yes, sir. Athlete Fee says Tannehill should be moved to wide receiver. Nah, it's way too late for that. That guy played wide receiver at Texas A&M, but then he moved to quarterback as a sophomore or a junior, and played good with Pat Shermer. Was good. Was a good quarterback for playing quarterback late. I got to give Ryan Tannehill credit for that. But now I think he's got over the hill. The injuries took a toll on his body. You could tell. So yeah, he can't play wide receiver now though. Okay. So we got two more guys. Guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. I appreciate everybody being here. Always give me a mic check, a sound check. Let me know how everything sounds. If something is sounding bad or going in and out, I just need to know. That way I can fix the live or whatever I need to do. Okay. So my number 9 guy, thank you, Harabi. Thank you. Appreciate that. My number 9 guy is going to be Dalton Kincaid. Yes. And then listen, he's in that second year breakout. That's kind of easy. When you go from like a guy that was drafted early and he has an okay rookie season, and then you say he's going to break out in the second season, that's kind of like, duh, we know that, TD. But I believe, I mean, you got to go with this guy. Like, I think people should be drafting this guy as an elite tight end, not as okay, well, he's going to have an opportunity. No, this is going to be an elite tight end. This is what they saw when they drafted him last year. That's why they got rid of Stephon Diggs. They know they wanted to be a tough team, and I keep saying that. I don't think Josh Allen is going to be throwing the ball 40 times a game. I think Josh Allen is going to be throwing the ball maybe in the low 30s and just being very efficient and taking off running when he needs first downs. But I think this team is going to be running the ball with James Cook and Ray Davis a lot. Also throwing the ball to those guys a lot. And then Josh Allen will take his shot for a jump ball to Keon Coleman when he has the opportunity, or a play action to Khalil Shakir. Or if they do need to pass the ball and they are down, he will be able to throw it to Curtis Samuel, which is a what I call a phone booth wide receiver. He can get open fast. But this team is going to be efficient. This is not going to be Josh Allen win us the game, the whole game, and he just run around trying to throw it deep and take off running and running over linebackers. That's not what they want to do. When they drafted Dalton Kincaid, instead of getting a wide receiver or a defensive player, they was like, you know what? We too soft in the playoffs. That's why Kansas City is beating us. They hitting us in the mouth. So Sean McDermott, the GM, was like, you know what? We need to get tougher. So that defense is a sleeper. This defense is really good. They got younger. And also James Cook to me is going to be a breakout type guy. Now he's already broken out. I don't want to call him a breakout, but he's going to get a lot of carries and a lot of opportunities. So this team wants to control the line of scrimmage. Don't be surprised if Buffalo is running the ball as a top 5 team. That's why I'm not drafting Josh Allen. But guess what? Can Josh Allen win an MVP? Yes. Guys, MVP seasons are won on efficiency, not stats all the time. Now, majority of the time, it is. 70-80% is all about who had the most touchdowns and who threw for the most yards. But like Rich Gannon and Lamar Jackson, these guys had very efficient seasons. Like their passing rating was good. Passing rating to me is more important than yards. I want to make sure that you're getting the first down, you're reading the defense, you're making smart plays. The whole game, you're not throwing pick sixes. Pick sixes kill the QBR. If you go back to Josh Allen, his pick sixes rating is crazy. So I think he's going to stop with the pick sixes. And I think Dalton Kincaid is going to be a great caveat to that, where he's going to be getting about 8 to 10 targets a game. So I love Dalton Kincaid. I see you. I see you, Big Wheel. Yes, sir. Kenny 49ers. What's up, bro? He said, damn, I picked Breach Hall. Hey, bro, just dropping by to like and say what's up. It's the BABS in the Niner country. Have a good show. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Yes, Breach Hall. Breach. All right. I'm about to end it. We got 16 votes, so I'm gonna end it. Looks like Amara won it. Amara won it. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do another one, and my boy, a subscriber, Zach Seaman, wanted to do. Lamar Jackson. He wanted to do Lamar Jackson, and he wanted to do Jalen Hurts. Okay. There we go. Got the new tomato up. Okay, guys, last guy. And guys, I'm probably gonna be doing some more content. I don't know if I'm gonna do a video or another live. It just depends. I need to start dropping more videos, short form, because that part of the algorithm, I guess it doesn't respect my algorithm because I don't submit those videos. I do a lot of the lives. So I'm probably gonna start doing more short form videos. So guys, make sure y'all watch those videos. And guys, sometimes if you kind of know who the players are, put it down and let it play through. If you want to support me, some of y'all, I see y'all when y'all start watching it, my view time go down. And I understand. I try not to do a lot of buffer because sometimes you just don't want to hear. Hey, and I like this guy, and I told you about this, and you don't want to hear that. You just want to hear the next guy. But I have to be able to make money on this, so I got to be able to give a little bit of a filler. And so just sometimes just listen to the video. Make sure you watch the whole video. Share the content. Share the content. Make sure you try to watch the whole video. Okay. Nicholas Shannon says, why is Bijan going so high in drafts? I just don't understand. I feel like he does not get the workload people expect, and he's a second rounder. So let me ask you this. Would you draft Bijan early in the first round if he has the exact same season as Kyron Williams? I think to look at Bijan Robinson, you have to look at Alvin Kamara 5-6 years ago, or look at Kyron Williams. Is he going to get 350 touches? They're not going to do Bijan like that. So let me tell you what's going on in the NFL now. Now, if you are third or fourth round, they might do you like that because they don't care nothing about you. But you see what happened to Ezekiel Elliott. It didn't happen to Derek, but Derek is a special guy. They call him the Abominable Snowman or whatever. But Zeke Elliott, Aaron Foster, these guys woo down because they gave them a lot of carries. So what teams are doing there, if they draft a running back in the top 10, he's never going to get 100% of the workload. But what they're going to do is use the guy out in space. And those type of hits is not really hard on the body. It's kind of like a wide receiver. The reason why Devontae Adams is a 33-year-old wide receiver, he's getting catches. And so the hits from safeties and sometimes linebackers out in space is different than you taking it and everybody laying on you and you getting pause. And linebackers are just hitting 4 or 5 guys. So what they're trying to do is protect Bijan, but he's getting the honey touches. He's going to be getting 7 or 8. Probably, man, he can catch 7 or 8 passes a game. They're going to get this guy out in space. I'm telling you. But what they're not going to do is run him in a cloud of dust when they don't need to. So if it's 3rd and 1 and they on the 35-yard line, they might give it to Tyler Algier and say, Tyler Algier, run it up in there. And then they bring Bijan in and let him run a route out the backfield and catch it on the linebacker and make a move and he get off. That's how they use it. They use him as a hybrid, special guy. We don't want to wear him out. That's what the game is going to. And I've been telling people about hybrids. Guys, eventually, listen, and I'm going to make a video on this, and I've been telling people for years. Eventually, the optimal offense that you're going to see 5 players out there who all can carry the ball, who all can run routes. And so guys are going to be, let me give you a stat line from a team that's going can win a Super Bowl. You might see a guy who might be a tight end, but he might have 30 carries with say he might have 30 carries with 200, 300 rushing yards, 800 yards receiving, 12 touchdowns. You might see a wide receiver with 700 yards rushing and another 800 yards receiving. Everybody's going to be carrying the ball. They're not going to play no running back because that's what the running back's going to say. You know what? Well, I'm not a running back. Pay me for my quality of work, because they're not going to pay no running back who's getting 20 touches a game and pay him no 20 million. But would they pay you if you out catching passes like Debo? Yes. So that's where the game is going. So that's why I'm still drafting Bijan as an elite running back. I'm still drafting Bijan as an elite running back because he's going to catch 70, 80 passes. Yes, and he has a great O-line too as well, Big Will. Right. But he's not going to be deployed like a Derrick Henry. He's going to be deployed like a Kyron Williams, Alvin Kamara type. You know, Alvin Kamara never had 1,000 yards rushing, and he's a Hall of Famer. So I just want y'all to understand that because he's catching a lot of passes. Bijan can be that type of guy. Now he's going to have 1,000 yard rushing, but it's not going to be. He's not going to get over 250 touches. Yes, sir. Conscious Machine. Let me see. Big Will says Bijan is elite. Yes, he is elite. He just got to know the skill set and how they're going to deploy him. Nicholas Shannon says, I'm just not high on the running backs in the first 2 rounds. I like my wide receivers. Yes, but let me warn you on something, Nicholas. I agree with you. But don't walk over quarters to pick up pennies. And what I mean by that is if it's a value on the table, bruh, you got to take it. So I'm not fading Bijan and Breach Hall at pick 1-8 and 1-7. I'm not fading CMC at pick 1-7, pick 1-8. I'm not fading those guys there. That's a value. I'm willing to draft Breach and Bijan over guys like Justin Jefferson because of the situation. Now listen, if Justin Jefferson had C.J. Stroud, I'm just giving an example, had C.J. Stroud throwing him the ball, I'm going wide receiver over any running back. I'm taking Justin Jefferson over CMC, Derrick Henry, young Derrick Henry, all of them. I agree. But if the situation presents itself, I'm taking running back, and that's how I am. I'm a zero RB Bill guy. I love to get my Tyreeks and my Amon-Ra St. Browns and my wide receivers and my stacks. I love to do that. And the elite quarterback, I love that. But I'm not going to pass over CMC. That's not the one. Like if he fall to the 1-7, 1-8, I'm taking CMC with that injury. Even at the 1-7, 1-8, I'm going to take him there. As long as I believe that he's okay. Now, if I hear news and they say he's going to be out for 3 or 4 weeks, I might not just take him. I might just kind of fade him completely. But I'm taking a running back with value. And I might have to go, I might go 4 running backs in a row if the value is there. Let me give you an example real quick. I don't want to beat a dead horse. But say Bijan failed to 1-8. Say CMC failed to the 2-3. Say Devon A-Chain failed to the 3-2. And then say Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm giving an example. Just giving an example. And Jahmyr Gibbs failed to the 4th round. I'm taking those running backs. Now, I'm going to take them over Tyreek Hill and Amon-Ra. It's, probably not. If they fall too, but these guys are not going to fall this year. So Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, I'm kind of fading those guys at the 1-7 and 1-8 if those running backs are there. These are young running backs. Now, if they was Derrick Henry's, I would fade them. If they had multiple 300 touches games, yes. But CMC, the opportunity that he's going to get, the way to deploy him, I'm going to take him. So I'm trying to explain to y'all, yes, go get your wide receivers, but don't take Waddle as your number 1 wide receiver and pass over Bijan Robinson. I'm not going to do that. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. But that's great. I love what you're saying, though, Nicholas. I love what you're saying. B. Will says, watch his tape from last season. Yes, Bijan is elite. Zach says, if I decide to go RB in the 1st round, I'm taking Breach or Bijan. Me too. Facts. Me too. Big Will says, same, Nicholas. Said his O-line ranks number 2 as well. Right. Facts. Great O-line, according to PFF. Conscious Machine says, I'm here. Good to see you, TD. Yes, sir. Let's get it. Hit that like button. Guys, Double tap the screen, right corner, 3 dots, hit the like button. Help a brother out. The HBO special. Help a brother out. We got some football tomorrow. I'm trying to win about 20 grand. Draftkings. Let's go. Doomsday. What's up, bro? He says, I am picking B. John the first in my fantasy draft with the one-on-one. I don't think that's a bad pick. I will go Tyreek Hill. But if you want to go B. John, I don't think that's a bad pick. I'm never gonna tell somebody not to go with their prerogative. If you have a prerogative player in the first round, you do it. All I'm here is to give you advice and give you my input. And you need to take it. I'm like a doctor. I don't think doctors should ever say, you need to get this surgery. I was like, listen, I'm going to advise you to do this. But if you don't want to do it, that's okay, man. You have to die alone. And I don't mean that in a bad way. You the one got to die. Ain't nobody going to die with you. Even if you in a motor accident, I hate to get weird, but you have to go down with the ship by yourself. So you pick your player. I'm not spending no money on that league. So you got to pick the player. So if you wanted to pick Tim Patrick with the #1 overall pick, I'm going to tell you, I wasn't doing it. I'm not doing it. And I'm going to tell you not to complain about it. But I'm not going to sit there and say that's dumb and that's stupid. I'm not going to do that because you need to go. You need to sit there and be able to feel good about your team. Fantasy football should be fun in that way where, you know what, look at these are my guys. I'm a GM. I pick my team. That's what you need. You need that feeling in fantasy football in order to feel free and make good decisions. Arami says Algier is still going to get touches. He could be a starter on any team. B. John will be schemed to succeed. Preach, Arami. Early first round pick, in my opinion. Facts. Conscious Machine says, I'm keeping Gibbs for my 3rd round. I got a plan for what my first 2 picks will be. I can play with Gibbs as my hero, but I may want to get a wide receiver and a running back in the first 2 rounds. Brother, however you feel you need to do it. You know football. You know fantasy football. There's nothing wrong with keeping Gibbs. Nothing wrong with keeping Gibbs. Gibbs is going to be very explosive. They're not going to run him into the ground. They're not going to run running backs into the ground that's got high draft capital. Now, if you are drafted in the 3rd or 4th round, yes. Unless you prove that you're really, really, really special, then they might pull back a little bit to make sure you can have a decent longevity career, at least 7 years, right? They don't want to run you in the ground for the first 3 years. We've seen running backs never get another contract. They can come in as a rookie, be great. Look at James Robinson. James Robinson probably ain't make $5 million in his career. Maybe close to it. And this guy was the #1 running back in the NFL his rookie year. That's why it's a travesty. I don't think they should sign deals. I think you should be slotted in. I think you should get a paycheck after a game according to what you did. And if you win. That's how I think it should be. But that's just my opinion. Zach says drafting Breach slightly over B. John right now. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're a little bit nervous about B. John sharing it, I understand that. Conscious says I should probably get 2 wide receivers in the first 2 rounds, but it depends on who the rest of the team keeps. Facts. You got to look what's on the board. Conda says you should is kind of quiet. Then once in a while, it kicks in good. Okay. Thank you, Conscious. I don't know what's wrong with this, man, with this phone. But appreciate it. That's not good. That's probably hurting the quality of some of my videos and why people are coming in and out. So I got it pointed down. That's what I think it is. So let me turn it kind of diagonal like that, guys. That way my sound can get down to the mic. I think that's what it is. And it's probably bouncing up off the table. So let me know. Thank you for the sound check. Thank you, Conscious. Double tap the like button, folks. Cutting edge content. Yes, sir. Sebastian, what's up, bruh? He says, I'm at the 104 and CMC, CD, Tyreek are going 1, 2, 3. Full PPR, 2 flex league. Okay, you got 2 flexes. I guess you got 2 running backs and 2 wide. Let me know, you got 2 running backs and 2 wide receivers or 3 wide receivers and 2 running backs? What you got? Who should I take at 4? Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Take Amon-Ra St. Brown at the 1-4. You can take B. John. I don't think Breach would be a bad pick. It's a lot of good picks that you can take right there. Well, it's between those guys. It's between B. John, Breach, and Amon-Ra. Or Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. To me, out of those guys, I'm going with Amon-Ra. I think he's the safest, consistent pick. He don't have the boom that Jamar, but he's more safer than Jamar. He can play through injuries. So I would say I'm going with Amon-Ra St. Brown, bro. Great question. Sebastian says, I'm in a redraft league. Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm still going with Amon-Ra. Nicholas says, I walked around my hand on my, and I say that I think Anthony Richardson is finishing as the QB1. So he's saying it with his, I feel you. Pause. But yeah, man, I would say I'm not gonna sit there and disagree with you. If Anthony Richardson stays healthy, man, he gotta be the #1 quarterback. Yes, sir. That's not nothing crazy, bro. That's not nothing crazy. Harama says, Nicholas, pause. Zach Seaman says the Lions don't need to run Gibbs into the ground. For Gibbs to be a top 3. Come on, Zach. See, Zach, man, he understand that. A couple of other guys understand that. A lot of guys are so big on like volume that they don't understand that a guy like, Brandon Ayuk was a top 12 wide receiver. Guys, he only had like 70 catches. I don't think there's ever been a top 12 wide receiver in fantasy with 70 catches. 70 catches, not in this era, maybe back 15, 20 years ago when everybody was drafting running backs in the first 3 rounds. But this dude had 70 catches and finished as a top 12. It's about efficiency, and boom. That's why, listen, I'm telling you, and guys, I love you to death. If you start talking about boom players as the years go on, I'm gonna be angry, because I'm gonna be like, guys, I told y'all, like, y'all are so big on guys getting 15 catches that you missing it, that it don't matter. That's why I like Christian Watson over guys like Romeo Doubs. Listen, Romeo Doubs is a better route runner. Jaden Reed might even be a better route runner. But it's about a guy can catch 160-yard pass and another 30-yard touchdown and end up being elite. So I don't need you to get value. Not anymore. The NFL is different. So like Gibbs could get about 12, 15 touches, maybe less, and be a top 5 running back that week. And then he'll have his games where he get bell cowed out and get that 20 touch. Not a lot, maybe 2 to 3 games. And then you will take that, but he won't be getting that. He won't be getting that every week. That's why I talk about squeezing, because it might not be his week, and that's okay. Squeeze that team. If that team is an elite offensive team, squeeze. So I used to love to try to draft Pat Mahomes, Tyreek, and Travis Kelce. So if Tyreek wasn't going to go for 200 yards that game, then Travis Kelce was going to be force-fed with 12 targets, and Pat Mahomes still was going to have a good game. So you got to know game script. I'm following the game script. That's why I want to get Devon A-Chain, Tua, Waddle, and Tyreek, because somebody going to be a top 5 player every single week. And if I can get 2 top 5 players out of 4 guys, I'm going to win. I'm not worried about the other guys and what they doing. So that's a great point, Zach. I appreciate that, bro. Great point. Conscious Machine says, I actually think the newest strong strategy will be nailing down a running back committee. I want to draft Montgomery while having Gibbs, right? That's a squeeze. Pause. It's not just a handcuff anymore. For me, it's the 2 flex league. Yeah, I call it a squeeze, bro. I've been on that. That's all I talked about all season. You can ask any of these guys, and you know me, Conscious Machine. I talked about that. I want to tell people, to me, I'm not worried. Like, I think there are strategies, but my strategies are more broad. I'm not saying, hey, TD, is the strategy did? Is it running back, wide receiver, tight end? Is it tight end, wide receiver, quarterback? Is it wide receiver, running back? Like, it doesn't matter. It's the best player available. So you telling me you want to go wide receiver, running back, and you're going to go and skip over CMC at the 2-3 just because you want to go wide receiver? And I'm talking about a healthy CMC. I'm not talking about a hurt CMC. And I want to give you a perspective. I want to give you an example. Don't be so nested into the strategy that you're skipping over value. You got to be like water. Like what did Bruce Lee say? You got to be like water. You got to be able to go pivot. You might want to do 0 RB, but then you're like, damn, B. John here at the 110? Nah, I'm sorry. I can't draft AJ Brown there. That's how you got to be. That's why I'm saying, so strategies can work, but just be flexible. Sebastian says 2 running back, 2 wide receivers. Either way, man, it doesn't matter. I mean, you could take a quarter. I took a quarterback in the second round a couple years ago and went to the championship game and lost in the championship game to Mike Evans having a crazy point. That's like 3 years ago. So yeah, it doesn't matter. And that, I'm not drafting a quarterback in a single quarterback. I haven't done it since then, but that was the year that Lamar had won MVP. But yeah, I think you can do that. You can draft quarterbacks early. You can do anything. To me, you just got to get those boom players. Conscious Machine says I'm a 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex, also 1 tight end, 1 kicker, 1 defense. Okay, that's how your league is broken down. Okay. Right. So in that league, I would with 1 tight end, I'm trying to get the best quarterback and the best tight end, because those are 1 starting spots. When you got 2 running backs, you can get good players there. You can draft those guys, but I'm giving y'all a secret. When you see 1 starting quarterback and 1 starting tight end, you want to have the best guys at those positions. That's what I aim for. Not all the time, just depending on what's on the board. Zach says Gibbs will get a lot more TDs than last year. I think you might be right, but again, it's going to be on a game-to-game dependent, because they're not going to say, well, Gibbs, you hot. He's balling out for 2 weeks in a row, and then he gets rolled up on because he out there and he don't need to be out there. David Montgomery's still going to get touchdowns too, man. They're going to split it. But Gibbs is going to be getting those 50-yard runs and stuff, and that's going to be the difference. So I don't think Gibbs is going to be getting 1-yard runs all the time. I would say that it's going, for the goal line carries, I think it's going to be 60-40 David Montgomery way, unless David Montgomery start running bad. But they not going to never give Gibbs a lot of goal line touches, because it doesn't make sense. Now in the playoffs, it's different. They don't care. They give Gibbs 50 carries if they need to in the playoffs, but not in the regular season. So that's why I'm drafting Gibbs at the beginning of the second round and at the end of the first round. Conscious Machine says, TD, we're the same age. Yes, I am 37. I am 37. Tim J, what's up, bro? He says, how do you feel about Chase Brown? I love Chase Brown. He's a breakout player for me this year. I love Chase Brown. I think he could be top 12 potential. I mean, I don't want to sit there and say everybody can be top 5, but we always see guys who we didn't believe could be top 5 end up being top 5. And Chase Brown has that ability. He's very fast. He's very explosive. Also, his team that he plays on, if Joe Burrow's healthy and Jamar Chase is healthy, they're gonna have a light box, which is good for the running game. They said right now Zach Moss is the 3rd down guy. They said Chase Brown looks good in pass protection, if I'm not mistaken. Said he was one of the best blocking backs when he was on the field. Conscious Machines, no, we agree on a lot, right? I know, and you don't have to, bro. It ain't about agreeing with me. I'm just gonna always give y'all my perspective. I'm not trying to change your opinion. I just want to give you my perspective, and make sure you understand what I'm trying to say. That's all. I like that y'all don't agree. I don't want y'all to agree with me on everything. We're not gonna grow. Iron sharpens iron, not wood and iron sharpens each other. It's iron sharpens iron. Kevin, what's up, Kevin? He says, wherever IU goes, he's skyrocketing. I guess I could say that. I think he's just going to be very efficient. He's going to be a part of a good team. I don't know if he's going to be top 5 if he goes to another team. I don't think that, but I think he can be top 24 wherever he goes. Most definitely. He can be part of a winning formula. I would want him to be my only wide receiver and get hyper targeted and with nobody else. That's why he don't want to go to New England. Conscious Machine says, B. John and Algier, A-Chain and Mostert, Gibbs and Montgomery. Right. All these tandems can be started together. I wouldn't start B. John and Algier together. I wouldn't do that. I got to see more. I'm not starting B. John and Algier together. It happened a couple times last year. I don't know if I feel comfortable doing that every week and week out. A-Chain and Mostert, I don't know if I feel comfortable doing that this year, but I think you can definitely do that. Gibbs Montgomery, yes. I think that might be the best one this year to do that, and maybe a couple more. Can be squeezed, right. Facts. Zach says, Jaden Reed game is a lot like Debo. if you talking about like the opportunities that he's getting, he's not running over anybody. But I don't think you saying that. You saying that like he's gonna get those in the rounds. Yes, but don't forget he's not gonna get that with Christian Watson's on the field. If Christian Watson is healthy, that's going to be Christian Watson road. Jaden Reed will get some of those, but Christian's going to get a lot of those too. That's how they're going to deploy him. He's not the route running that Jaden Reed and Romeo Dobbs and Dontavius Wicks is, but he is a gadget fast guy. But yes, Jaden Reed game is the way they deploy him far as the opportunities, yeah, but he's not. To me, I see Debo more like lining up as a running back. I don't think Jaden Reed would ever line up as a running back. Like Debo could play running back for 4 games, like if he wanted to. He could probably do it a whole season if he could stay healthy. Jaden Reed, you would never put him at running back, but you could give him carries. You could give him 2 or 3 carries a game. Harami says, be like Wata. Yes, be like Wata. Conscious Machine says, facts. Zach Siemens says, Harami, be like Wata. Favorite drafting strategy. Yes, sir. That's, you know what? Let me write that down as one of my drafting strategies. Be like Wata. Because I did one, I got to do another video. I'm going to have to do that again. My top 5, I think top 4 drafting strategies. Conscious Machine says, TD, this is your next video right here. The water draft, be fluid. Okay, yep, you said it before I saw it. He said, follow how it goes. It's the new catchphrase, right? I'm going to actually do all the draft strategies. I'm going to do the sloppy seconds. That's a good draft strategy. If we start off, and I'm at the 110, and we doing super flex, and everybody go quarterback. Lamar, Jalen Hurts, Josh. Why in the hell would I go quarterback to? I'm getting the 10th best quarterback on the board. So I don't want no sloppy seconds. Everybody been in that pool. Everybody, it's like a buffet. Why do you want to scrub the pan to get your spaghetti? No, you need to bring out some new hot spaghetti. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go over to the salad bar they just reloaded it with all the fixings and stuff. I'm going to the salad bar, and I'm going to fix me a salad, and then I come back later and get the value when they put the new spaghetti out there. So I'm gonna probably go running back right there, or go wide receiver. I'm probably gonna go and take Tyreek Hill there. So they went all all quarterbacks. I'm gonna get Tyreek. Why? Because I'm getting that virgin wide receiver pick. Nobody's picked a wide receiver yet. It's not sloppy seconds. It's a wedding white dress type pick. So that's why I don't want sloppy seconds. That's another drafting strategy. It's a couple other drafting strategies that I like too. Zig and zagging, which is kind of the same thing. Conscious Machine says water strategy. Oh shit! I thought you were 47, not 37. Yeah, sorry, bro. I know I look old. He says I'm 45. I'm old. Yeah, bro. We all. I'm 37. Is not young. He says I used to keep track on our fantasy league on paper on early 90s. Right? No joke. I bet I could find the sheets. Right? Facts. I heard people told me about that. Bob Lung and those guys told me they used to keep the points on paper. Ooh, that was tough. Arami says Steelers running back can be started the same. Right, there you go. The Steelers is another squeeze opportunity. Facts. Also, I believe that the Seahawks will be that too. Facts, Harambe. Conscious Machine says, before internet, I did fantasy leagues. Okay. Conscious Machine says, fresh veggies like my garden. You should check out my channel. Okay. Put it in the comment section. Let me know what's the name of your channel. That way I can go and check it out, bro. Conscious Machine says, Tori, don't look. Oh, I just thought. Right. Oh, no, it's all good, bro. I ain't worried about that. I'm not worried about that. Yep. Age is, to me, is wisdom, bro. I'm a man. As long as God keep waking me up, I'm good. I don't care what my age look like. I know you didn't mean no harm. We just joking. Kind of said you said last year you were 46 or 46, haha. Yeah, I might have been playing. I might have said, I don't think I said that, but I might have said that and was just playing. Zach says rank these players from best to worst. Okay. Nico, DJ Moore, Stephon Diggs, Michael Pittman, DK Metcalf, Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, George Pickens, Zay Flowers, Debo Samuels. Okay. Malik Neighbors, and I'm gonna go with Brandon Ayuk getting traded. I'm going with Brandon Ayuk getting traded. Malik Neighbors, Debo Samuels, Michael Pittman, Zay Flowers, Nico Collins, George Pickens with Ayuk going there, Marvin Harrison, and Stephon Diggs. And if I didn't say DJ Moore, I would throw DJ Moore in before Marvin Harrison, probably. Probably. It's close. Oh, I would put DJ Moore. Would I put him ahead of? Yeah, I would put DJ Moore ahead of Stephon Diggs. Yes. Country Machine says it's just my name here. I show guard and videos. Okay, I will definitely check it out, bro. He says I can't type well. Big hand, small phone. Right. I thought you said that last year. I'm wrong. Now, I might have said it as a joke. I think I kind of remember what you said. I think I kind of remember that saying something like that. Okay, guys. So listen, I got the last guy. I want to make sure I get to the chat. Because we were just flowing with the chat. So, my last guy, my number 10 guy is going to be Jalen Tolbert. Guys, he's having a good camp. I talked about him as being my deep sleeper earlier this year. They need a number 2 wide receiver. I'm not touching Brandon Cooks. Now if he fall to me like one of my last picks, yes, but I'm not taking Brandon Cooks. I think this is a Jalen Tolbert year. I think Jalen Tolbert could be a breakout. They're going to triple team CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb will get his deal. CeeDee Lamb will get his deal. I wouldn't pay him Justin Jefferson money, but I would pay him around Amon-Ra St. Brown money. A little bit under Amon-Ra. Kind of close, maybe give him some bonus a little bit where he can earn more money than Amon-Ra and bonuses somewhere, but I'm not giving you Justin Jefferson money. Justin Jefferson been great every year of his career. CeeDee Lamb has been solid every year and had one boom year. Justin Jefferson had 2.5 boom years. Like I'm talking about like number one wide receiver. I got hurt, but even when I went out there, I was still the number one wide receiver. So CeeDee Lamb, you've been the number one wide receiver type guy one time. And the rest of it is kind of like you just a top 12 guy, right? So that's the way I look at it. But I like Jalen Tolbert. I think he's going to have one-on-one coverage, and he had good draft capital. He came out as a second-round pick. Big Will says, so Debo stock goes up if Ayuk is traded, right? If Ayuk is traded, Debo stock goes up. Debo goes into like, I would say beginning of the third round. I still would probably take Waddle over him, but I think he goes to the beginning of the third round where I wouldn't get to him to the fourth round. But is it worth it if he can't stay on the field? No, but we don't know. We don't know that, right? We don't know that. So with injuries, risk, yes, that's why I got him down. If I knew, like not knew, but if he hadn't really had injuries in the past, shit, it would be like a middle of the second round pick with Ayuk gone. Fantasy football roll, what's good, bruh? He says traded T-Law and a 26 first for Caleb Williams and a 25 third in a dynasty 2 quarterback. Thoughts? You getting your guy. Why would you keep T-Law when you can go and get Caleb Williams? So yes, that's a good trade. You traded your 2026 first. Why? Well, you don't need, because you're not gonna need a quarterback again. So you're gonna have Caleb one quarterback. You mean okay? Either way, you still went and got your guy. Do what it takes to go get your guy. You don't. I know you're not big on T-Law, so go get Caleb Williams. I think it's a good trade. Conte says, I don't know if Debo gets more targets. I might say Kittle will get more consistent games if Ayuk leaves. Debo definitely would be used more. It might not be targets, it might be carries. He's definitely gonna get used more. They're not gonna give it to Juwan Jennings. Now listen, If they trade for like Amari Cooper or somebody like that, then yes, I think Debo still is the same player and still gonna be a good player. But his value won't go up. If they don't get a player in return and the only thing they get is a draft pick, shoot, I think Debo targets goes up. Lonely B says, hold on, I might say Kittle gets more consistent game. Okay. Lonely B says, do you think the IU trade puts Kittle in tight end one conversation? Yes. Yes. Yes, he's top 5. It's hard for me to say tight end one because I think David Njoku could be tight end one. So I can't. I mean, it's a lot of people could be ones. Like it's like 7 quarterbacks who could be QB1. It's like 7 running backs who could be RB1. Tight ends is like 6, 7 guys who has a chance to be tight end one. I mean, even Dalton Kincaid has a chance to be tight end one. It's a lot of guys. So yes, Kittle has a chance to be tight end one if IU gets traded and they don't get a player in return. Now, if they get a Amari Cooper or a good player, a solid starter in return, then I would say Kittle is maybe right outside the top 5. Yes, sir, guys. Let's hit the like button. Appreciate everybody being here. So I'm gonna give a little bit of I'm gonna read out the news, and that way, guys, y'all got any questions, you can put it in the chat. But let me read out a little bit of news and see what's going on with the news, guys. See if we got any camp news. Guys, make sure y'all watching the live, staying on the live. We need to get that watch time up. I appreciate all my videos. Make sure you watch the whole videos. All right, let me see here. Okay, so first one I want to talk about is Will Anderson, the young outside linebacker slash DN who had a great season as a rookie, sacked a lot of quarterbacks last year. Pause. Says Anderson undisclosed is nursing a soft tissue injury. I don't like soft tissue injuries. Pause. Ahead of Friday preseason open against Pittsburgh. Anderson appears to be likely to play Friday against the Steelers, but the injury is considered to be relatively minor. So it's not going to be, it's a minor one. The 23-year-old has put on 15 pounds ahead of his second year in the NFL, and he looks to take a step up with the Texans. Let's see what else is going on. So Derrick Henry will not be playing in preseason. I don't think we care about that. Yeah, I did. I think I did a rookie running back ranks conscious machine, but maybe I can do another one. I might do that. I think I did that earlier, but I might do another one. So yeah, Derrick Henry's not playing in the preseason. We knew that. That was kind of easy. Christian Watson, guys, went through a little injury scare at practice today. They said that Watson, who relayed that he took a hit in the knee on the last play of practice Wednesday, downplayed the issue afterwards. It's a little sore, he says, but it's just a bruise, so nothing's that's going to stop me from doing anything. Watson noted while adding, right now, it's died down a lot, so if we had a practice right now, then I think I would be able to go. While the rod out eventually avoided a concerning injury, it remains to be seen if he'll see action in the Saturday preseason opener against the Browns. With Coach Matt LaFleur having previously stated that the Packers will be cautious in the context with players dealing with minor injuries. So he's okay. That's what he says. Let's go through Fred Warner, the all-pro middle linebacker for the San Francisco 49ers, misses Wednesday practice with an injury. That's another injury for the San Francisco 49ers. Isaiah Pacheco is playing. That's kind of weird to me. I don't know why they're playing Isaiah Pacheco, but hey, it is what it is. But Isaiah Pacheco will be playing against Jacksonville in the preseason game. Malik Washington is building momentum. The speed guy that they drafted, he is building momentum for the Miami Dolphins. Malik Washington. So they saying he's looking good in practice. I don't see him getting out and doing a lot, but he will have some probably plays. He's fast. So it's a lot of mouths to feed on that offense. You got Odell Beckham, Jalen Water, Tyreek Hill. Lamar Jackson will not play Friday. Josh Downs is expected to miss the next 4 to 6 weeks. Wow, that's huge. Josh Downs from the Indianapolis Colts is expected to miss the next 4 to 6 weeks. Let's read about it. Downs is expected to miss the next 4 to 6 weeks as he works his way back from a high ankle sprain he suffered in practice on Wednesday. The second-year wide receiver has reportedly impressed in camp and is locked into the team's starting slot wide receiver role. With Downs out, the Colts will likely rely on the trio consistency of Michael Pittman Jr., Alec Pierce, and rookie A.D. Mitchell. When Downs returns to the field, he is expected to join Pittman as one of the team's top wide receivers. So A.D. Mitchell going to have to step up, and Alec Pierce. So he's probably going to miss the first 2 weeks of the season. Let's see. Mike Williams is activated from the pup list. I'm still not taking him. I think he has some jump ball type touchdowns, but I'll take him up off the waiver wire if I need to. They said Calvin Ridley is working on a rapport with Will Levis. So I think Calvin Ridley has a chance to be really good. I mean, they won't have D-Hop probably the first couple of weeks of the season, so it's going to be a chance for Calvin Ridley to step up, and also Will Levis. They say he looks good in practice. Jaden Reed is managing a calf injury. Jaden Reed from the Green Bay Packers is managing a calf injury. Pat Mahomes. So I see why Isaiah Pacheco is playing. Pat Mahomes is going to play in the preseason opener. Andy Reid, man, is brilliant. He know he got to get his guys on the same page. He's brilliant. Kadarius Toney is nothing new. Is bothered by back tightness. Man, you better get over that back tightness, bro. I don't know who the hell you think you is. You need to play. I hate to be like that on a guy with an injury, but bro, I don't know. Maybe I'm out of pocket. Tua is unlikely to play Friday. CH returns to practice. So he been hurt a little bit, so he's gonna return to practice. He returned to practice. Brian Robinson Jr. said is listed as the co-starter with Eckler. That's why I'm high on Brian Robinson. That's why he made my list. Chig Okonkwo is headed for a timeshare. I'm fading him now. Jalen Water dealing with a minor injury. They say it's minor. Justin Fields on track for preseason start. Alec Pierce listed as the co-starter at number 3 wide receiver. I wonder where A.D. Mitchell's going. Okay, and him and A.D. Mitchell are both listed as the number 3 wide receiver. I guess Alec Pierce. I don't know who's going to be the number 2. I don't know who's the number 2 wide receiver. Jerry Booty is he started drills on Monday, so he's been hurt too. And I think that's about it, guys. We're back at talking about the Brandon Ayuk. Patriots is now they're not looking for Brandon Ayuk anymore. They're not exploring the Brandon Ayuk trade. So Jalen Polk value goes up. Jalen Polk. I think that's about it, guys. Just want to make sure here. Appreciate everybody being patient. Make sure you hit the like button, guys, and do the HBO special. Help a brother out. Puka Nacua is going to be expected for week 1. Puka Nacua is expected to play week 1. So that's good. All right. So let's get through some of these comments that I missed. Nicholas says, do you generally think Watson is going to target Njoku enough to even be a top 3 or 4? Yes, sir, bruh. Yes, sir, Nicholas. And if I'm wrong, bruh, you remind me. You say, hey, TD, I told you. Njoku only got 3 targets, 4 targets. Like, tell me that, bruh. And I'm like, man, I was totally wrong. I go down with this shit. I ain't got no excuse for that. That's one of my staple players. This one of my guys that I say when I'm 70% accurate, I had him on my top 24 list, and David Njoku is one of my guys. I love David Njoku this year. Breakout. So I do generally think Watson will target him. Yes, easily, bro. That's easy for me. I could be wrong. Adam, what's up, bruh? Glad to see you. He says, who's the first round pick this year? TD, Tyreek Hill. Amon-Ra St. Brown, B. John Robinson, and Breach. Those are the 4 guys that I'm taking in almost every single draft, depending on what spot I get. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I checked for the video. Yeah, I think I did it, bruh. But anyway, I will, maybe if I can't find it, I'll do another rookie rankings. I might have did it after the combine, so maybe I need to do another one. I think that's a great video suggestion, bruh. If I haven't done that yet. Rookie or running back rankings. Rookie RB rankings. I might do that tonight. Because that's you need to know that those guys need to be picked up accordingly. Zach says I have Fred Warner in some IDP leagues. So do I. Conscious Machine says, man, Greenlaw going down in the Super Bowl is so sad. Dude just ran onto the field and snapped something. Right. And he probably missed out on a nice bag. I'll make sure. Of course, since I drafted Downs, right. Greenlaw, but that's a funny autocorrect. I never thought of Greenlaw with that name, right? Greenlaw. Contra Machine says the sound is still only loud once in a while, right? Okay. It's not just when you are close. Anyone else hear what I'm hearing? Yes, they probably do. They probably do, man. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna use a different platform and go vertical from now on to make sure my mic sound is better. I'm tired of these technical difficulties. I might have to get me a new cell phone too. I might have to go get me a new cell phone. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. That hurts my subscribers and to my also my views. I don't know if it's because it's pointed down or what the hell is going on. Okay. So he says, I'm still high on Cup the most. Puka is great, but Cup is elite. I'm not taking Puka or Harrison in the first round like some analysts. Yeah, I'm not taking Marvin Harrison, but I will take Puka in the first round. Right at this point, I'm a little bit nervous, but I still like Puka. Brandon, what's up, bruh? He said, what up, bruh? YouTube. He said Dalton Kincaid got great breakout potential. Yes, sir. Siobhan, what's going on, Siobhan? Appreciate you being here. Country Machine said, I always like to draft 2 or 3 rookie running backs for stashes on my bench. Facts. Lonely Beast says, I agree with you, Conscious. By week 1, I think Cup and Nicole will switch draft positions. You could be right. I'm a little bit nervous with Cup injury history, but if Puka is healthy, man, I still think Puka is a phenom. The sound isn't bad. It just gets real clear sometimes. I do hear you fine. Okay. Thank you. Now, it's fine. I don't like that pop. That's not good quality. I need my shit to be sharp. This phone, I pay for it like it should be sharp. But appreciate you letting me know. Javon says, are you chatting about IU maybe becoming a Steeler? Rumors are floating. Yes. I've talked about that. I think they say he's going to probably be a Steeler. I don't like to do a lot of hypothetical videos. To me, that just, I don't really have a lot of energy and a lot of will to go and say, hey, what if he goes to the Arizona Cardinals? And so I kind of like, I want to wait till it happen, and then I'll make a video on it and talk about it. But yes, it looks like he's going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Looks like they're just trying to work out the contract right now before they actually sign the deal. Brandon says Arizona, Chargers, Panthers, Ravens, some teams with sneaky good rookie running backs. Right. It's a lot of Audric Estime. I actually go into some of the downtrodden teams. I like those rookie running backs. But yes, like Chargers, with Kamani Vidal. Let me see. Arizona, Trey Benson in case James Conner goes down. 20 likes. Let's keep it coming. Double tap the screen. Thank you, Conscious. Appreciate it. So, guys, let's look at the tomato real quick before I get out of here. Jalen Hurts killed Lamar. I don't agree with it, but I respect it. I don't think you can go wrong with these guys, but I'm going with Lamar Jackson for the upside this year. I'm going with Lamar Jackson. I think he's going to pass for 35 touchdowns this year, 4,000 yards. I think this is going to be his first 4,000-yard season. Yes, sir. Zach says George Pickens' value drops with Ayuk if he goes there. Facts. Yep. It drops. Facts. Facts. All right, guys. Well, appreciate y'all being in. I'm sorry about any technical difficulties that I haven't. Better offensive weapons for Hurts to pass to. Okay, Hurts over Lamar. I guess I can say that. I love Zay. I'm not saying I like Zay over AJ Brown, but I think Zay and Devontae Smith are the same player. I think I'm not saying the same skill sets, but that athletic ability and what they can do for the game, I think is equal. So, and then you got Mark Andrews, and then you also have Lamar also throwing to those guys. But yes, the weapons, AJ Brown and Devontae Smith is elite. And then you got Saquon Barkley. Woo. And I'm really like King Henry, right? I do too. Goal line touchdown machine. I can see him getting 15 touchdowns this year. I think this offense is going to be the #1 offense or #2 offense in the NFL this year. I mean, it's going to be a lot of elite offenses. I like 5 offenses this year. Brandon says Bateman and Likely too. Right. Those guys are not bad. Likely is not bad. Bateman is not bad either. All right, guys. Well, y'all be safe. I appreciate everybody being here. I'm going to try to do another live or video. I'm going to do something. I might do 2. I might do another live and another video before. Guys, I can't sleep. I just want to do content. I just want to keep my channel growing. I just want to keep doing content. I feel motivated. I'm proud of my channel. I'm over 3,000 subscribers. I'm having fun breaking down these players. I feel good that I feel like I got a lot of sleepers and I'm going to hit good on my players. And so I can't sleep. So I was up last night to about 3 o'clock doing content. So I took a little nap today when I came home because I was a little bit tired. But yeah, anytime. Thank you, Siobhan. Thank you. So like I said, guys, I'm doing this by myself. But I love doing the content. So guys, make sure to help me out. The algorithms doesn't appreciate my channel. It's not pushing it out. Just to give y'all a little bit about my analytics, my video is only being watched about 50% of the video. So yo guys, I would tell you, that's why I don't do timestamps. Now, if you want timestamps, when I start doing this full time, I can do timestamps. I can sit at home and detail every little thing about my videos. But guys, you need to watch the whole video. All my subscribers should watch the video and let it play out. Even if you know who I'm talking about, put it down and just let it play out. It helps the algorithm. Then my videos get pushed out, and then y'all get more of me because I can start monetizing on what I'm already monetized, but I can start making a little bit more money on this, and I can do this full time. So if you want to show support, watch the whole video. You don't have to be a member. I would appreciate it if you are a member, but what really helps me is watching the whole video. So I try not to do as much fluff, get to the point, but if I do 5-minute videos, you need to watch the whole 5 minutes. 10 minutes, I think you need to watch at least 70-80% of that video. The lives, you can come in and out, show support, hit the like button, comment, ask a couple questions, super chat if you want to. That's cool. But the videos, you need to watch the whole videos, guys, especially the members. Appreciate everybody being here. Yes, sir. All right, guys. Siobhan says, who is the other super San Francisco wide receiver? Ricky Pearsall and Jawan Jennings. So we don't know who's coming over. It could be, we don't know if they're going to bring Robin Wilson, Calvin Austin. They might bring in one of those guys, but to me, I think Debo value goes up. I don't think they bring over another guy. I think it's just a couple draft picks, and that's all. So I would just kind of probably get Jawan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall. Aaron Holloway said, we appreciate the work you put in, TD. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Content Machine says, cutting edge content. Yes, sir. Brandon says, I love San Francisco rookie wide receiver. Right. I don't know if he's going to be healthy. He got a shoulder injury, man. He got to get through that shoulder injury. That's the main thing. All right, guys. Y'all be safe. Peace.